Oh, collectibles. One of those things anyone in the world has bought at least once. My girlfriend really loves them, especially cute ones, and she's been digging through every market to find something she can collect. So I thought to myself, maybe I can make her one full collection she'll love.
So yeah, you may be waiting to see my 3D printed collectible in the real world. So I'm just going to let you know beforehand that I failed. Obviously, I understand this process is more complex, but different things forced me to take a step back and decide to learn how to properly handle these kind of prints. So, in the face of my failure and the amount of time it took me to get back into my collectible series, I decided that I want to make an environment for my characters to inhabit. My consolation prize is to at least try to give my characters some life and make an environment for them to exist in. So I'm gonna begin by designing Katastara's little space, model it, and maybe animate it. My idea is to make the 8 characters I was planning on doing, designing their environments, and have them inhabit their own little island. Then I'll try and set it up maybe as a VR environment or a sim-like world, something akin to Animal Crossing. But of course, I'm getting ahead of myself like always. I'm gonna begin by looking for Inspo on Pinterest. I want cathedrals, small churches, hellish nightscapes, decorated panes, pillars, window overhangs, chairs, organic looking chairs, libraries, and sconces.
Sconces.
Sconces. Well, these things. At least it was close enough. Figured out one task in my previous job that taught me what these things were. I also found this portal. Pretty cool. Also, look at these crystal floating things. I was thinking of adding a cauldron, but now Katastara can have the Eye of Mordor watching over the island. Don't worry, I don't have any plugins to use this as a sponsored transition. Now, I know we're talking about Katastara and her environment, but wouldn't you like to see these goose somewhere in her universe? I'll let you guys think about that. Alright, so before I begin designing, I'm going to do this grid. Then I'm going to squash it and use it for my isometric view. This will help me plan out details better, organize my island, and, well, it will make this draft look cool. I want Katastara's magic castle to overlook the sea atop a cliff. Maybe have some waterfalls, but definitely have some geometric shapes and dark moons floating around. Yes, I know I drew this at a very off angle, but I'm still getting used to isometric drawing. So to fix it, I'm just going to take this castle, put it on another plane, and begin developing it. I imagine Katastara likes to watch from the crown of her castle as she conjures the weather and her forces of the undead. From here, we can see the black hole-like sphere that hangs at the coast of her island, and it's also visible from the top floor. I'm going to go back to my reference and add some high-rising pillars that create arches and connect to the ceiling. I'm going to give it some cutouts and patterns, add some windows, and try to give them some nice designs. I'm going to add this platform for Katastara's deeds and enchantments, because I feel like this room is feeling a little empty. I'm going to give it 4 sets of stairs for ease of access, a nice pattern rug, and I'll come back to it shortly after. I feel like I'm getting lost in between the smaller details and not really building this room. I want it to also be a library for more enchantment books. Something like what you'd have in a Minecraft room, you know, where you have your enchantment table and you have all your books, but cooler, obviously cooler. So I'm gonna add some bookshelves. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail about the books, but I want to get the enchantment crystal in the middle of the room. I'm going to add the platform over the platform for the crystal. It's going to have these thin little claws to protect and focus the energy, while also adding these spheres at the bottom that are going to represent the faces of the moon. That sounds cool. After that, you can clearly see that I got really into the idea of circles as references to the moon and the sun. I want to add 4 tables to the side of the platform, make it symmetrical, and keep adding the circle theme, but these freehand angle circles won't give in. Then I quickly lock in and make this pretty decent design for a table. I think I'm going to go back on my word and just have 2 tables. One will have alchemy equipment and the other, well, I'm still not so sure. So if you have an idea, leave it in the comments. I want the room to have more texture, so I'm going to add a very long circular carpet. I think it would be cool to have it in a mix of purple like red with some yellow opaque gold at the sides. Same for the tablecloths. I'm taking some inspiration from the organic chairs that I found and trying to integrate circle into it. But I had to twist it because, well, I'm still pretty bad at this. Oh yeah, I need to fill in the window panes. I feel like I'm close to finishing this room. There's not much to add here. No, don't judge my little stretch ray of sunshine. This is going to be a texture, not the final product. There, I did the perspective with carpet. We good? Alright, let's add some candles. I'll look for the alchemist stuff later. I feel like I need to stop narrating and just get my reference ready, so I'm just going to color it. And I know what you're going to tell me, but it's blue. You were saying? Alright, you got me. I just colored the line in black. Now just let me fix the drawing so we can move it along. Look at that! It looks good now! Alright, I'm very lost as to how to color this place. So I think that a clever idea is to just reuse the same color palette I used for Katastara. Yep, I think I might have to revisit this place later on. I feel like some of my color choices don't work like I expected. If you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments, but at least for now, I can try and build this in Blender, or just give up and come back another day. Alright. Let me try and get at least a placeholder model for this place. Alright, let's open up Blender and classify everything. I'm going to keep my 3D print model trial on this folder for later. Then I'll make the folder for her castle. Let's import the reference we just made and begin modeling the overall shape. I'll begin by getting the room first and then shape out the castle. This makes the proportions easier to understand. Our room is going to be a circle of 8 by 8 meters. Katastara will be a whole lot bigger than a cat, which makes sense. I mean, most animals are bigger than humans, and in Animal Crossing rules, they all stabilize at human size. So yeah, I extrude the room to make it quite tall, then duplicate the cylinder to make the outer walls, technically making the walls 25 centimeters thick. This is acceptable, given that this wall is just pure rock. Once my room is done, I connect it through the windows and take advantage of this completed room to make the rest of the castle. Let's just extrude it a couple hundred meters, make a base of another 100 meters, and smooth the transition through this tiny cut here. There, that looks like a good base. Let's finish the top round. Just so you know, the reason there's this prevalent red color on our castle is because I adjusted where my view starts, so I could get a look at the smaller details of the print. So I'll get it to a level that doesn't bother us. There we go. There's some little details, but it still looks good. Now, let's adjust the shape of this castle. To the side and then get rid of the extra and unnecessary geometry. Man, this is looking cool, like actually cool. Alright, I think I'll finish the pillars on the outside and inside of the room. I'll move onto the windows, and for the next video we'll make in the furniture and extra details. And this is the base model of the castle. As you saw, it was a very straightforward process, and quite faster to make. The real battle begins with the furniture and the texturing, which is why I'll be leaving it for the next video. And that was today's video. As always, thank you so very much for watching until the end. You know the drill, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss new videos on Blender, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in Katastara's room. And even if you'd like to see me make this poof goose as a new character, check out my socials for updates and even read my webcomic. We're gearing up for a new set of chapters dropping very soon, so stay put. I'll be seeing you around, pals.